Hello and welcome to Rappler Talk Entertainment. I'm Amanda Lago. So, Filipinos are very familiar with the character of the scorned woman. We've seen her in movies, TV shows, even in real life, and she's always seeking revenge. This is the character that Jodi Santa Maria is putting her own spin on in the upcoming series, The Broken Marriage Vow, premiering on January 24. It's the much awaited remake to the BBC show Dr. Foster, whose Korean adaptation, The World of the Married, was also a hit show here in the Philippines. So, what is it like to bring another scorned woman to life in yet another story about infidelity? That's what Jodi is here to tell us about. Hi, Jodi. Thank
Hi,
you so much
Amanda.
for making time for
How are
us.
you?
I'm
Thank you for
good. I hope
having
you're
me.
okay. Yeah, thanks for being here. So, yeah, you are playing Dr. Jill Illustre. Um, Trailer pa lang ang intense na. How did you land this role? Did you audition for it or was it offered to you?
Actually, the role was offered last year, if I'm not mistaken. What happened was I clearly remember that I was spending, a couple of days at the farm, and then when I got back, I think it was a Wednesday or Thursday, I got a call from my manager, and then he said that the role nga of Jill Illustre was being offered to me. And I was like, really? Sabi ko parang ano nga, because we're going to make a Philippine adaptation of The World of the Married. So that's how everything started.
Mhm. Were you a fan of The World of the Married or Dr. Foster before you were offered the role?
Actually, to be honest, I have never seen Dr. Foster. But I was able to take a glimpse of the world of the married because I had to see it for a character study.
Mm.
I wasn't able to finish naman the series. Kailangan ko lang tignan kung paano pinortray ng actress yung character because yung character na ginagawa ko for my previous serie was like somewhat similar to what he wants to see. So, yun. And then, when I got the role of Dr. Jill Illustre, that's when they sent me the BBC, the original version, Dr. Foster. So, I had to study that as well. But not to, to copy what the actor did, but, to see how I can, parang put another flavor or bring about another layer to the character and make it more Filipino.
Mm. Speaking of that, I mean, you're talking about adding another layer to this character. What makes Jill Illustre different from Gemma Foster or Jason Woo?
May mga directives na binigay si BBC na hindi mo na talaga pwedeng gawin in terms of the character. So I guess Gemma Foster and Jill Illustre is the same in the sense na at the end of the day, kahit sila'y naka-experience ng infidelity, hindi dapat maging victim yung character. Parang at the end of the day, parang they really have to make um, their character's dignity intact. Kasi yun
Mm.
naman talaga yung gusto nilang mangyari.
Mm. Did you feel
Siguro
ah,
when
sige,
it
go ahead.
comes to, ay sorry,
No,
siguro
go
when it
ahead, go
comes
ahead.
to also um, yung other directives like kasi 'di ba sa Filipino culture talagang sanay tayo that we have a yaya, we have a driver, or sometimes may ibang families na kasama nila yung in-laws nila na nakatira sa house, ganyan. So, Dr. Jill wasn't given that. The same way na hindi rin binigyan si Dr. G and Dr. Gemma ng mga helplines na yon. So, parang from start to finish, parang ginawa niya everything on her own na wala talaga siyang katulong.
Mm. That's super interesting because parang in a way, I guess she's like this really empowered woman kahit na um na-betray siya ng asawa niya. Um,
Mhm. Siguro
was it
kasi 'di ba parang oo na nga, na-betray ka na nga. Parang magpapaawa ka pa ba? Parang ikaw pa rin ba yung magiging biktima ng sitwasyon or ng circumstance. So, parang kailangan talaga na empowered yung character na parang kahit na ito yung ginawa niya sa akin, wait lang, may gagawin ako.
Mm. Ang
Parang
ganda.
it will not end this way.
Mm. Parang going by that alone, like there's that's I guess what makes it different from any other infidelity story that we've seen so far. That
Mm.
aspect of her character, no. Was it a challenge for you approaching this role knowing na sobrang kilala na ng character or ng story na 'to, alam na ng mga tao yung mangyayari?
Yes, oo talaga, Amanda. Challenge talaga siya. It's because syempre ang pang sixth na adaptation na yata tayo na ginawa dito sa Philippines. And syempre, tulad nga nung sabi ko kanina, ano pa ba yung pwede nating maipakita na hindi pa nakita sa mga ibang adaptations na ginawa. So, I think nakatulong doon yung constant communication namin ng aming mga directors, si Direk Connie Makatuno and Direk Andoy Ranay, na talagang ginawan namin ng backbone or ng background yung character, saan siya nanggagaling, paano magiging justifiable yung mga actions na gagawin niya. So, ginawan namin siya ng backstory. And I think that is something na hindi din pa nakita from the previous adaptations. So meron tayo noon. I was in constant communication with them, exchanging Viber messages and Telegram messages about okay, anong aspiration niya, anong flaws niya, anong weakness ng character na to. Kasi kahit sabihin mo na bida siya, hindi siya perfecto. She's so flawed. So,
Mm.
kailangan din mapakita yon. What are the most important things in her life? Ano ba yung core nitong character na to? So, parang yung mga bagay na yun, kailangan naming ma-determine because doon naka-anchor lahat ng mga gagawin ng character. Yun yung
Mm.
magde-determine kung ano yung mga bagay na sobrang importante para doon sa character.
Mm.
And mapapanood niyo yan kapag ka nag-start na mag-air ang The Broken Marriage Vow.
Exciting. So, yung parang buong-buo, yung parang binuo mo muna yung character off screen before you brought her on screen. But what I can see, like, on screen sa trailer, I'm just going by the trailer for now, but what I can see so far is wala pang ginagawa si Jill, di pa siya nagsasalita, punong-puno na siya ng galit. Ramdam na ramdam eh. So, my question is like, where did you get that level of anger? Paano mo nilabas yun sa performance na to?
Well, of course, syempre, as actors, we have to find ways, di ba? How to, parang deliver and, bring to life this character. So, before I did the first cycle of the Broken Marriage Vow, I thought na sabi ko, baka kailangan ko mag-learn ng bagong acting technique. So, yun, I did a few sessions with my acting coach, si Miss Angeli Bayani. And may mga scenes na yun yung method na ginagamit ko. But then for other scenes, ibang method na naman yung ginagamit ko. So, when it comes to parang bringing life an emotion, no, parang it's really, parang for me, eclectic in the sense na iba-iba yung methods na ginagamit and tinitingnan ko kung what will work best for a certain scene or for, parang for the show. So, halo-halo siya. May mga
Mm.
instances na I did substitution. May mga instances naman na talagang it's pure action reaction from my co-actors and, just being stimulated by, the things around me that I can use for the scene.
Mm. It seems like you really prepared for this role. Parang before even going on set, it seems like ang dami mo nang ginawang preparations. And the scenes, like, I can imagine that they get so intense, especially yung mga confrontations nyo ni na Sue, ni na Zanjo. It seems so intense. Did you do anything in between scenes to sort of decompress and to relax?
Um, cause you see, whenever we do mga tapings or yung mga series like this, parang we don't have, somebody to really debrief us, 'di ba? Para to, para kumalas ka doon sa character mo and, to go back to reality. Parang I think that is something na along the way, parang natutunan na naming mga artista na there are times na it's more difficult na bumitaw sa isang eksena. But there are times naman na parang mabilis ka namang nakakaalis and you just when you just have to remind yourself na this is not real. It's just a
Mm.
scene. Though the emotions that you felt were so real, but that's not your reality.
Hmm. That sounds so intense. Like, do you do anything in particular pag, ayun nga, nangyayari yung sinasabi mong it's hard to let go of a scene? Is there anything that you do to sort of come back to
I think
reality?
I just breathe.
Mm.
Breathe and just be conscious and be aware na once na narinig ko na yung cut, parang kailangan ko nang bumitaw. Though tulad nga ng sabi ko kanina, there were moments talaga na mas mahirap gawin, especially kapag sobrang nanuot sa'yo yung, yung scene or sobrang pasok na pasok sa'yo yung character. So
Mm.
yeah, I just breathe.
Mm.
Right after every intense and emotional scene.
Grabe, the power of of just breathing. Mm.
Yes, oo. Kasi parang somehow, 'di ba, parang when you begin to breathe deeply and slowly, parang nare-reset yung brain mo. So you just start to feel more relaxed and calm. And
Mm.
parang all the panic and the anxiety and all that what you're feeling, parang suddenly is washed away. So
Mm.
yeah, so breathing really helps.
You've has filming completed on the show or is it ongoing?
Yes, we're done. Tapos na siya.
Mm. Ano yung feeling when
So
you finally finished the whole thing?
I remember our last day of filming was parang parang last December 23. Basta nakauwi ako ng Manila 24. Yung after nung last scene na makunan and then nag-cut, parang, oh my gosh, we're done. As in lahat. 1,000 sequences, almost 2 months locked in kami. Natapos siya. Alam mo yan, because when we were starting, when we came up to Baguio, November 1, parang nandun yung question na, matatapos ba? Kasi ang dami talaga ng kailangan kunan. And kailangan ma-finish talaga lahat. Kumbaga, hindi na kami dapat bumalik sa Baguio. So, parang naka 2 cycles lang kami ng taping.
Mm.
Tapos natapos lahat. Nagawa lahat. So, parang we were just so amazed. We're so happy that, it's finally over. But, at the same time, parang you feel a little bit, parang how do you call this? Having a sepangs. Kasi we've been with each other for the past, what, 45 days or so. Tapos biglang, okay, uwian na. Parang yung
Mm.
nakakasama mo araw-araw, nakagawa na kayo ng routine, biglang nag-end na siya. So
Mm.
parang, the problem now is how do we transition back to reality, to our families, diba? How do we reintegrate ourselves back to this?
Yeah. Tapos Christmas pa yung ano, yung end nung
Oo, Christmas. And alam mo yun, parang sobrang na ano ako, sobrang akong parang yun, nasad talaga ako because I was not able to, parang come home for my son's birthday because na-push back yung, yung end nung taping namin. So,
Mm.
I just kind of felt bad about it, but, parang it's, the commitment that I did with work. And I just had to do a lot of explaining to my son.
Mm.
And I'm just so blessed na he was able to understand.
Mm. Grabe, parang lock-in tapings are not a joke, no? Especially when you're doing
No, it's not.
intense.
Oo, because you're leaving everything behind. 'Di ba? Of course, yung pamilya mo, maiiwan mo, and ang focus mo lang talaga is yung trabaho. parang ang feeling namin, ano kami, OFWs. Parang
Mm.
nagkaroon kami ng realization na, oh wow, ganito pala yung na-experience ng OFWs. Because pre-pandemic, MWF ang taping. So, yung mga days off namin, we get to spend it with our family. But when the pandemic started, so nagbago lahat ng protocol pagdating sa work, ganito na. Sometimes you're gone for 2 weeks, but this is the longest na nalayo ako sa family ko kasi almost 2 months. So it's really
Mm.
challenging. It's difficult.
And you mentioned kanina na parang on set, parang during the taping, um, you already had your routines. What were those routines, if I may ask?
Ah, okay. Parang the routine, well, for me, ha? So what happens to me, usually my call time would be at 8 a.m. So, yung hair and makeup ko, that takes about an hour na gawin. So, that means me waking up at 6 in the morning, having my me time for 30 minutes, and then I take a bath, and then have my hair and makeup done. I dress up, as in yung costume na, with lapel, everything. And then I come to work. And then, 12 hours straight of work. And then, after that, 8 p.m., ibabalik na kami sa hotel. And then, you study your script, and then you take a bath, and then you prepare yourself to sleep, and then wake up ka ulit, 6 o'clock, and then
Mhm.
30 minutes ng quiet time. So, ganun siya, paulit-ulit.
Mm.
May konting mga adjustments lang yan pagdating sa call time, but basically, ganun siya. So, during our days off naman, meron kaming parang may fifth floor yung hotel kung saan kami nakastay. So, pag day off, ang ginagawa ko naman is nagko-community service ako. So, every day off yun, may paano ko doon, acu-detox, para lang ma-release ang stress and ma-relax yung mga taong gustong magpa-ear acupuncture. And then others naman would play volleyball, others naman would just, hang out. So, alam mo yun, kanya-kanyang ways to cope.
Mm. Wow, so you really parang nagpaka-doctor ka din with the acupuncture and everything on the weekends. Um, with your castmates, particularly si Sue tsaka si Zanjo, kasi in the series, syempre, may galit ka towards them. When you're behind the scenes, like, do you um still feel that anger, I guess? Parang kasi galing dun sa eksena, nararamdaman mo pa ba yung galit towards them?
Well, hindi naman na. Kasi parang, I think, automatic na rin na pagpasok mo ng eksena, minsan magugulat ka kung ano-anong emotion yung nararamdaman mo. And sometimes, may mga scenes na, dapat galit ako dito. And then, biglang ibang emotion yung mag-show up. But after naman ng scene, wala, we're all friends. Hindi talaga
Mm.
yung after nung scene, yung gusto mo pa rin saksakin si Zanjo or gusto mong sabunutan si Sue. Hindi naman ganon.
So,
Kumbaga,
hindi
pag tapos
naman
ng
siya
scene, kailangan lang breathe ka lang.
mm,
And then after that, okay na.
hmm. So, hindi siya yung parang somehow some actors will avoid their co-stars 'pag may gano'ng relationship yung
But may
character.
mga ganon ha. But
Mm.
since kasi that's not my my process. But I know some actors that I've worked with sa series ganon. Pag alam
Mm.
nila na ito yung scenes, talagang hindi nila kakausapin the whole day. Yung co-actor nila na yon. So, pagdating naman sa scene, talagang, gigil talaga sila
Mm.
because yun yung emotion na nare-require. So, yeah, we just have, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. So this Dr. Foster, sorry, the Broken Marriage Vow. It's like I mentioned earlier, parang it's another show about infidelity, and for some reason, Filipinos love these types of stories. Why do you think
Mhm.
they're so popular, particularly with the Filipino audience?
I think hindi lang naman talaga sa Filipino audience popular yung mga ganitong klaseng story. Kasi kung nag-hit din siya sa Britain, kung nag-hit din siya sa Turkey, nag-hit siya sa France, nag-hit siya sa India, yung ibang mga countries sa pinalabas siya, I think it only goes to show na it's because yun yung yung realidad. I mean, infidelity happens. It's just that, parang may ibang mga tao na parang they find the story so relatable, or parang ang dating close to home for them, na parang kung ano
Mm.
yung gagawin ng character, siguro um yun yung, let's say, wini-wish nila na ginagawa nila para sa sarili nila.
Mm. So, yun nga, parang may
Siyempre marami at mga marites, kaya ganyan yung mga
true.
kaya yung mga ganong story. Kasi marami mga chismosang kapitbahay. And siguro kasi
True.
nakaka-relate sila dun sa isa sa mga characters na pinapanood nila.
Hmm. Like, I mean, like you said, parang may wish fulfillment in a way, that na
'Di ba?
nangyayari
Yung
in the
hindi mo
show.
magawa, parang you just find satisfaction na yung character na yun na niro-root mo ang gumagawa para sa'yo.
Mm. I don't know if you agree, but I find like some people, or like when it comes to a story about infidelity, there are still those people who are rooting for the family to stay together, for the betrayed spouse to stay with the cheater. Do you think that attitude should change, having played Jill Illustre?
Um, with her kasi, what happened was, when she found out about the affair, hindi naman niya agad kinonfront yung husband niya about it eh. What she did was, well, she gathered evidence, and when she was eventually able to prove that, David was indeed cheating on her, dun lang naman siya parang nagplan ng next course of action. But for her, it's really in her heart na maging intact yung family. But, she gave David so many chances. She asked questions na continuously dininay niya at nagsinungaling siya. But I guess, kung inadmit lang ni David yung pagkakamali niya, hindi sila nauwi dun sa nangyari sa kanila. Because she
Hmm.
loves him so much, and she was, she was willing to give him a chance, another chance. And syempre, ang gusto niya is mabigyan niya si Gio, yung anak niya, ng isang kompletong pamilya, which she never had.
Hmm. So that's, I guess, what we're going to see on January 24 when the show premieres. I feel like people already have an idea of what to expect. But for you, may maipapayo ka ba sa viewers on how they can emotionally prepare for what they're gonna watch?
Um, I guess yung iba kasi, I mean, I would read comments like they have seen the Korean version, they have seen a glimpse of the British version. So, more or less, alam naman na nila talaga yung mangyayari sa story. What I'm just excited for the Filipino audience is how they would react to this Filipino adaptation na ating-atin.
Hmm.
So, there. What else? Ano ang papayo ko? Yun lang. Ma-excite lang sila and enjoy.
Yay. Okay, so before we end, where can people watch The Broken Marriage Vow on January 24?
Well, it's going to air, yes, on January 24 at 8:40 p.m. Mapapanood niyo po yan sa Kapamilya Channel. Mapapanood niyo rin siya sa A to Z Channel 11. Mapapanood niyo rin siya sa TV5. And also, if you want to watch ahead of everybody, 48 hours in advance, you can subscribe to I Want TFC.
Hmm. So kung gusto mong mauna sa mga marites.
Parang kang bida. Ikaw ang
Yeah.
magmamarites.
Yeah. So 48 hours, so that's on January 22 on I Want
22.
TFC. Mm.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Jody, for making time for us and answering all my questions. And for the effort you put into this show. Clearly, you put so much effort into it. Yeah, we're very excited to see the Broken Marriage Vow. Thank you again and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Amanda, for having me. And take care. Stay safe.
You too. Thanks, Jody.